Okay, we are back again. We took a little bit of a hiatus. I think, John, were you vacationing or with the folks? I know we had a long weekend here in Toronto, or all of Canada, Victoria Day. So, what were you up to?
I was in Costa Rica for a little while, and I just got back yesterday, so I'm getting adjusted to Massachusetts, the United States, and being back home. So
Yay! Is the weather catching up to Floridian weather?
not at all, not even close. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
me neither. So yeah, today we're going to be really talking about how to create your most attractive and interesting profile. In fact, I did a little reel yesterday on my Instagram and I talked about, people who, if you want someone to be interested in you, then be interesting, right? And the quickest and fastest way to be interesting on your dating profile is going to be your profile photo. Like that, clearly, if someone hits like on social media or follow on social media and on a dating app, if they decide to swipe right, it is because they're attracted to you, you're interesting, they want to know more. They want to make that connection. And John, I know you're all about connection using your profile photo. So why don't you lead with what does that connection mean to you? How do you try and capture connection in a photo?
um, so for me, connection is reality. Is if I feel something, of course, it can also happen through like where you are, what you do, right? What you look like, the clothing choices, even props. But the thing, honestly, that gets me most, like when I'm single myself, when I'm looking through the profiles, um, if I can really, if I see a real person there, if I see, oh, it's a candid, a sense of a real person, that just gets me. It's like, oh, who is she? And will I be, oh, it feels like, oh, I see a happy person, not somebody with a smile on their face that they did really goodly, but I see a person that's enjoying life. To me, that makes me, oh, I want to hang out with that person and see what that might be like to just spend some time with her. Because she's enjoying her life. That matters to me.
So do you in saying that, because in there's no, I wouldn't say there's no right or wrong. There's certainly strategy. If you're using online dating correctly and you're treating finding your partner as not a job, but as a goal, right? And you're putting that goal, if you even vision board it, this is what my partner looks like. This is what my life will look like. How do you get there? And for myself as a matchmaker and dating coach, finding a person is similar to finding a job, finding the right school. Like it takes time, effort, and strategy. Building a business, and so most people, John, I think they put their dating profile up. They do the best they can
I
because
hate to say it. I have a package that is I need and I need to get it. I'll be right back. Hopefully, I'll be back in another 30 seconds. You keep
okay,
on
I'll
going.
continue with what I'm saying. So what really, it's strategy. And when it comes to your dating profile photo and which pictures you should select, in John's call it in John's description, he was really saying that he wants to. There you go. There you go. You're back. All
Sorry about that.
right, that's okay. He was really mentioning that he wants to see like somebody happy. That being said, the main profile photo, as long as you're portraying that happiness, because in my gallery that I like to share with people of what is the best strategy for profile photos, you definitely want to have an image, or look at John and I's frame right now, right? You're seeing his shoulders, you're seeing part of his chest, you're seeing the full face. You get a full picture of his look here up. Another great photo to capture the essence of what you're saying is where you're featured in some kind of an activity, whether that activity is you playing a sport, you walking your dog, you having a meal. I always like to choose activities, or at least one photo, or in a travel shot where they can see your full body, right? Not so
Absolutely.
far that, the background and the place is more of the feature. Always remember, you are the feature. Whatever's going on in the background is a compliment to you as the feature. I like, if I wanted to go see Rome or Italy, like that's not that. People put this, I'm in the Eiffel Tower, and they're underneath it. Everybody knows it. I don't care that about the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? I care about you and what you look like. So make sure that you have your full body. And then again, pictures that are candid, like think of wedding photography. Think of, my most favorite photos are always capturing somebody in that conversation, deep in that thought. When you look at Time Magazine or you look at award winning photographers, they're catching people in the moment, in the essence, the big reveal, the gut wrenching cry. Like it's not, hi, like, yes, you can pose. I don't want to make people insecure about that, but I do believe that in order to capture that essence, I knowing, like, curating it so that someone just caught you in that moment is far better than, a photography session that was meant for a magazine or that was meant for your LinkedIn profile. Oh, big mistake. I to the business people, if you're using your LinkedIn profile for your dating profile, massive disconnect there. Unless unless your LinkedIn profile looks like one of the profiles that I'm suggesting, that we're both suggesting. It shows your essence, your confidence, your quirk, your funniness, whatever it is that you want your photo to say about you and to emote, because people get hungry when they see food, right? And so, not that you're food, but what is they might salivate, but it's kind of like that picture wants to, oh, look how juicy, look how scrumptious. Oh my god, you can see the butter, the melted butter, the steam coming out when you take a great photo of food. It's like you are the main menu. Okay, so have it so that people want to order like 10 of those. Give me 10 of those. That's my comparison.
Can I interrupt about that? Can I
Yeah.
share something? So for people watching this, they say, "Great, John," or "Great, Carmelia," but how the heck do you do that? Like if when you're having your friend take your photo or you're doing a selfie, it's like you're thinking about the camera. It's like you can't help but perform with the camera, and those performance photos, although again, don't be insecure about it, but they're obviously performance. And for dating, especially if somebody's looking for a relationship and not just a hookup, but if they're looking for a relationship, it's important for them to get a sense of the real human in the photo, not just what they look like. And so, there's a course we're going to be talking about later on, but about this, about how do you, it's about, honestly, it's about trickery. Somehow, like when you're doing a selfie, you got to be willing to trick yourself through some crazy way, whatever way you can, but to trick yourself to forget about the camera for a second. And if you're getting your friend to help you take some pictures, similarly, there's ways of doing it so that that friend, when they're taking the picture, can somehow trick you to forgetting that there's a camera pointing your face for a second, so that even this is, as I'm talking, it's real happiness because I'm having fun talking about this because it's what I love, and it's real. I'm not faking the smile. And if there's some way that either you as a selfie can get yourself in a mood to take that picture, or somebody else could do that for you, that's really the key to getting these emotive or these natural photos. And actually, this is just an advice for whoever's watching too. Be willing to do that. It's not necessarily prim and proper and, oh, but I'm not going to be silly now. Be silly, be ridiculous, be silly, because the end goal is allowing the viewer to get a real peek at you being happy, being joyful, being whatever, on top of being pretty, whatever, but even just being yourself. And it's going to take a little stepping out of your comfort zone. So it's going to take some stepping out of your comfort zone to take these photos in a way that will actually work its best. And please be willing to do that. Honestly, so even there's a course again when I talk about, but there's like techniques and stuff to do that you might not want to do it. Tough. Do it. Be willing to take that extra step to, sorry, my bad, to allow these photos to actually do their job. And the job is to allow the viewer to get a good sense of who you are in an elevated way that when you're happy, even just out of that, when you're happy, when you're sexy, when you're whatever, but go the extra step, please. That's just all I'm saying.
Well, and I there's again, if you are doing your own photos, to which we literally provided our, best, most effective tips inside of our course, which is the title that of this video, End Swiping. Okay, it'll be in the comments below. There are you can hire and work with John or I in helping you curate that. Okay, that's possible. Yeah, you'd have to fly to us or fly us to you, and that's possible. And then there's other things that you can do. Like this is a little tripod. Okay, this is it's on my desk with an iPhone, right? We're not going to go into tons of tools, but just giving you some idea of things that you can do. Get a tripod. You can, if you hit record on your tripod and talk to yourself, and that's going to be so crazy. It's kind of like whenever I've taken personal development courses and couples coaching and whatnot, and sometimes the mirror work, or the eye to eye, like sitting in front of your partner or this stranger. I remember being in this course and they lined 15 people up, complete strangers, and 15 people in front of them, and all we had to do was look at this person like for a minute. That minute, like silence, just look at them in their eyes. Some people cried. Some people like were desperate to look away. Like eye contact is very intimate. Yeah. And eye contact for a prolonged, the difference between a glance and a stare, like the creepy from I acknowledge you to what the hell are you looking at? Okay. It's like a few seconds. So a minute of staring at your own face in the mirror, if you haven't done this mirror work to look at your face to face, and then smile, look at, like, I know my sides. Okay. I take so many pictures. I'm like, I have a preferred side. I know my highlights. I know when I'm not feeling attractive. I like coach whoever's photographing me, and I can be very detailed about the way that I like to be photographed and the way that I feel my most confident. And that is because I have seen my face over and over again. I've scrutinized it. I practice. And I don't expect everybody to be that way. But when I mentioned about strategy, if you aren't willing to do these challenging yet important things of just the act of staring at your own face, smiling. If you don't like your smile, you can smize. We had that in a previous episode where you can smile with your eyes. Again, the eyes have so much expression. And so if you start doing that in camera, you start like on your mirror first, then put your camera up. If you don't have a prop, put it in front of your mirror use your laptop, put it against the bathroom mirror, whatever, that just stand it up, talk to yourself, smile, do funny things. And I don't even provide the technical side of this course. John provides more of the technical side. I'm just giving you my own insights of how I had to figure out what was my preferred. People say they have sides. Not just, I want to be comfortable on this side. I'm going to get there. Okay. But for some reason, I really like this side of my face. And it's partially because that's the way that I part my hair. But at least I know. And so because I know that that my photos and that my true energy, my positive energy will come out, right? So that is what I wanted to share in terms of curating and preparing yourself. It only gets better when you do that work. And if the goal is to find your life partner, and that's one of the most important, if not the most important choice that has the greatest impact in your life, is choosing who you spend the most time with, who you're intimate with, who you do everything with. It affects your health, your finances, your peace of mind, all of those things. So that's my 2 cents with respect to creating the most attractive and interesting profile. And if you're not interesting, you better figure out how to be interesting. Okay, like taking our course, or you know, going to a forum on Reddit, doing picking up a new hobby. You know, everyone's talking about pickleball. Doing something so that when you come to the date, or that when you're on your profile, you don't think of yourself as boring. Because if you're boring, who's going to want to date you, right? That's my 2 cents. Work on those things, John.
Well, first of all, the technique stuff, there's lots of other tools also that, tripods, other really cool technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 100% about, what you do and stuff, the interesting thing. I mean, like again, so it's, I'm an outdoors guy. So when I see somebody in the woods, it's like, oh, they're an outdoor person. And on my own shoots, I kind of do a fake outdoor shot. We go into the woods a bit to get a fake hiking shot. But again, I'm just really, again, it's a sense of realness is just, oh, there's a real person there. And that to me, honestly just trumps so much any level of a candid. And again, what Carm was saying, like do the work. Absolutely. If there's work to be done that you could show up differently in a photo shoot or in pictures, just take that extra step. This is that important. Take that extra step to do that. And again, I'm going to reference the course and my suggestions to you in the course. You might not want to do it. It's going to be being silly is going to be a big part of it, or asking there's going to be various things that are going to be almost intentionally out of your comfort zone because part of part of the solution of breaking your fixation on the camera is we have to like you have to distract yourself and for a second forget that there's a camera there, and will take some work. And
Mm-hmm.
please, if you do get the course, please be willing to actually do the course. Please, at least on my side and Carm's side, it's like I'm going to be teaching about the photography, and Carm is going to be teaching about everything else, like how to do dating well and successfully. And she's a master at that. And so for both of us, really, please follow our advice. And I'm going to speak for myself with the photography because it might push your buttons. It might, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't, just do it. And there's even exercises there to practice stuff. So you can just know that we don't want you just watching the course. We want you to be successful in
Yeah,
finding a partner. And, that's why we named it M Swiping. We want this to be like the course that ends all courses, honestly. And, we want you
absolutely.
to succeed, period.
Yeah, so don't let our help be shelf help. There's a lot of self help that is
Exactly.
shelf help, and there's a
That's
lot
not
of
going to make us
digital
happy.
courses that get dumped or duped. So don't do that. We're going to be back week after week. So we just wanted to make this quick, impactful, how to be interesting, throwing some of the tips, like a tiny bit, a peek inside of what you would get in the entire course. It's nswiping.com. It is we have a great price on that, combining years, between us. It's like, even though we don't look our age, over 35, over 50 years of combined experience working specifically in the area of helping people create the most attractive online dating profile. And for that matter, any photo that you choose to use on any other social platform, because I actually was just interviewed by the New York Times yesterday about how A-list celebrities are using Instagram DMs to find their romantic partners, and notably Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas, Simone Biles, Mandy Moore. There's a lot of celebrities that met their partner through a DM. And why did they do that? They found the person interesting. They connected on Instagram. They're looking at their photos or looking at their videos. You don't follow someone you don't have some kind of connection with. And so in the same breath, you know, when you get online dating fatigue, the photo tips we're giving you are going to have you end swiping and increase your inbox no matter what platform you're on. So thanks so much, John.
Actually, one more thing, just one more thing
Mhm.
before we go. If you think that you're this again, if you think you're not photogenic, if you know for certain you're not photogenic, guess what? If you do these tricks to forget about the camera, that's really what makes you look not attractive because that anxiety shows up. And this will allow your true beauty to actually be present. And I'm certain you will not be, you will, you will feel beautiful because you are, and you'll just let it be visible for the camera. Sorry, just want to put that out
There
there.
you go. If you're not photogenic, this course is for you.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys. We hope that you end swiping, and we will be back next.